One thing that gets talked about quite often in the gun community is how the mainstream media just doesn't seem to understand the importance of the Second Amendment. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I think that that's just not true. I think the mainstream media perfectly understands the importance of the Second Amendment, and sometimes they say something that shows they understand, often by accident. Now, I know a lot of you probably don't watch MSNBC. But there's a reporter over at MSNBC, his name is Kerry Sanders, who perfectly summed up the importance of the Second Amendment the other day when he was doing an interview about Venezuela. While being asked how Maduro is managing to maintain power and how the uprising of Venezuela's citizens is not managing to remove him, Kerry said this. You have to understand, in Venezuela, gun ownership is not something that's open to everybody. So if the military have the guns, they have the power. And as long as Nicolas Maduro controls the military, he controls the country. That statement perfectly sums up the Second Amendment and the importance of the Second Amendment when it comes to people having a say in their government. Now, I know he probably didn't mean to defend the Second Amendment there, but his rationale came out accidentally, and he showed that they do basically understand the importance of the Second Amendment. So you have to ask yourself, if networks, even one as anti-gun as MSNBC, if the people who work there understand that armed citizens are essential to a free society, if they understand that, why do they often fight against that? Why do they often try to weaken the Second Amendment? Why do they demonize guns? If they get it, which they clearly do get it, you have to start asking yourself, if they understand these things aren't inseparable, that you have to have an armed citizenry to have a free society and an honest government. If they understand that, why do they keep doing the things they do? You have to say to yourself, well, if they get it, then maybe the reason they demonize guns and they demonize the Second Amendment and then they try to tear it down is because if they can manage to do that, if they can convince enough people that guns are bad, they can get them outlawed. And if guns are outlawed, we'd be just like Venezuela. And then their corporate masters, the same corporate overlords that own the mainstream media, could then own the government, like they almost already do, and the government would have complete control over the people, so therefore those corporate interests would control the people. They would have absolute control with no opposition. You have to ask yourself, if the media understands the importance of the Second Amendment, yet they continue to fight against it, is that possibly the reason why? You just have to ask.
Oops.
Go ahead. It's a lady at 46 South Road. 46 South Road.
Station one call, retone that please.
10-4.
Captain 4 will be going to that location also. This is 1-9, is that correct?